B. A. Nagesh, retired civil servant, MA in Political Science, International Relations and Public Administration. Today we do one case study of GS paper 4. So GS paper 4 ethics is structured into two parts. The first part is the factual part based on concepts carrying 125 marks, and the other part of the paper is case studies carrying 125 marks. So first we go through the case study before we go into the options for answering the case study. You are the nodal officer appointed by the Election Commission to oversee the elections to a parliamentary constituency. So the Election Commission, for the smooth conduct of elections, whether it is elections to the State Assembly or to the elections to the Parliament, they appoint a number of election observers. These election observers are generally senior level officers working in different departments who report directly to the Election Commission of India. So now in one such case you are appointed as a nodal officer to oversee the elections to a parliamentary constituency. Now during the course of the visits to the parliamentary constituency, you come across a few vehicles which are carrying money and liquor for distribution to the electorate. So you seize the vehicles which are carrying money and liquor which meant for distribution. Now the MLA and the local deputy commissioner are pressurizing you to release the vehicles. So this is the case study. As an election observer, you are confronted with a situation in which you see a large number of vehicles carrying money and liquor for distribution to the electorate. So you seize them, and once you seize them, immediately there is pressure from the local MLA and from the local deputy commissioner who are asking you to release the vehicles. What options are open to you as a nodal officer? 150 marks, 150 words, 15 marks. First, like in other case studies, we have a small brief introduction. You discuss the issues for consideration. Then you highlight the options you can exercise. A brief introduction. As a nodal officer to oversee the elections to a parliamentary constituency, I am guided by the directions of the Election Commission of India. So apart from being a senior departmental level officer, for this particular assignment as a nodal officer appointed by the Election Commission, I report directly to the Election Commission. That is, from the announcement of elections till the declaration of results. So till the electoral process is over, my sole functioning will be that of a nodal officer for the parliamentary constituency. So first in the introduction, I have highlighted what my role would be as the nodal officer. The main issues which have arisen: seizure of vehicles carrying liquor and money. These are supposed to bribe the electorate, and it is viewed as a corrupt electoral practice. Now, after seizing the vehicles, I am faced with the pressure of the interference by the local MLA and the deputy commissioner, the local deputy commissioner. So these are the three issues which have to be tackled. One is the seizure of vehicles, political interference, bureaucratic interference. This is how you can put forth your answer. Now the options to be exercised. The first option regarding bureaucratic interference. The first thing, see, I will openly disregard the directions of the deputy commissioner. Now the Supreme Court has given guidelines that oral instructions, oral directives need not be complied with. Okay. In case the deputy commissioner persists that I should release the vehicles, I will ask for written instructions, because I am bound by the directions of the Supreme Court, which clearly states that oral instructions should be followed up by written instructions. This is to protect the civil servant and to see that the civil servant discharges his functions in a fair and impartial manner. Now, in case suppose the Deputy Commissioner gives it in writing, or if he is persisting that I should release the vehicles, what options are open to me? Now, I will report the issue to the state government. Now, the state government, obviously, the Deputy Commissioner is under the control of the Principal Secretary Revenue, and I will mark out a copy to the Principal Secretary Revenue, highlighting the interference, highlighting the bureaucratic interference, and stressing that I am working in a highly charged atmosphere and I am not able to discharge my duties efficiently and in a fair and free manner. I will also send a report to the Election Commission through the state government that the official is coming in the way of my impartial functioning. Now, with this periodic or consistent bureaucratic interference, I will tell the Election Commission, I will write to the Election Commission saying that if at all I have to discharge my duties as a nodal officer, the Deputy Commissioner who is the returning officer, who is overcharging, who is placed in charge of the smooth and fair conduct of elections, he should be replaced. So this is how I will tackle the bureaucratic interference. Next, coming to the seizure of cash, seizure of liquor, what options are open to me? See, as a general observer, I am also working with the expenditure observer, who is generally from the income tax and other central government departments. So I will deposit the seized money and liquor in the treasury, and I will also bring it in writing to the notice of the income tax department that the huge quantity of money and liquor meant for distribution to the electorate has been seized. Now, regarding the political interference, I will bring it to the notice of the MLA that carrying of cash and liquor amounts to interfering in the smooth conduct of the polls, it amounts to influencing the electorate, and it amounts to corrupt electoral practice. These are the three factors which I will bring it to the notice of the MLA. Then what I will do is, I will send a videograph of the seized vehicles and confiscated materials to the Election Commission. So this is how I would tackle the bureaucratic interference and the political interference in this particular case. Apart from this, the concerned authorities will be requested to file a case against those involved in transporting the materials. I'll ask the concerned to book a case under section 171 of the IPC and under section 123 of the Representation of Peoples Act. So I will ask the concerned to take action against the relevant provisions. So in this particular case study, I have analyzed how I will tackle the problem of bureaucratic interference and political interference which are affecting my smooth conduct or which are affecting the discharge of my functions as an independent and impartial observer. So finally, how do I conclude my answer? I conclude my answer by pointing out that as a nodal officer, as a general observer appointed by the Election Commission, my duty is to see that the election process in the particular constituency goes on very smoothly, that there are no disruptions to the electoral process, and the free flow of money and liquor is checked. Obviously, there will be interferences like in this particular case I spoke of, the bureaucratic interference of how the local deputy commissioner is pressurizing me. I take refuge, I take shelter under the directions of the Supreme Court, which clearly states that there cannot be oral directions. I need not obey the oral directions unless they are confirmed in writing. And even if the bureaucratic interference persists, I can bring it to the notice of the higher ups in the state government, and I can also request the election commission to see that the particular deputy commissioner who is biased, who is interfering in the electoral process, should be replaced by another independent, impartial officer. Regarding the political interference, I can bring it to the notice of the MLA how the certain sections are involved, like the section 171 of the YPC, then section 123 of the Representation of Peoples Act are clearly violated in this blatant practice of transporting of money and liquor. I will videograph the seized material and the vehicles. So this way I will bring it to the notice of the concern that there has been a huge misuse of official authority in trying to promote the distribution of freebies to the electorate at the time of the election. So this would be the options I would exercise as an expenditure, as a general observer in charge of overseeing the elections to the parliamentary constituency. Thank you.